Good morning. This is Unit 7, Lesson 13, interpreting points on a coordinate plane. This is going to be your warm-up. So it says unlabeled points. So label each point on the coordinate plane with an appropriate letter in ordered pair. So I'm trying to make it so that you can see the 4 points. All right, so I'm going to give you just 2 minutes to go ahead and label these points for me. You can use A, B, C, and D, whichever order that you want, and then just make sure you write the coordinate or the coordinates as well. All right, so the first one that you should be labeling is A, should be 7, and then -5. So you're going to go 7 to the right because this is your X, this is your Y. So you go 7 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to go down 5.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a half. So this is point A, and that's 7, -5.5. Okay. The next point that you should be labeling is B, which is -8, 4. So we're going to go -8 because this is X, this is Y. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 4 is positive, so we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is B, and that's -8, 4. Okay. C is 3, 2. So my X and my Y. So I'm going to jump over 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go up 2. That's going to be C, and that is 3, 2. All right, and then the last point is D, which is -3.5, and then a positive 2/10. So I'm going to hop 1, 2, 3, and a half, and then up just a teeny tiny little bit, and that is point D, which is -3.5, and then 2/10. Okay, so that's the warm-up. Again, we're looking at points on a number or on a coordinate plane and being able to understand what they are. All right, so the next part of our lesson, let me put this in half so you can see it. The next part of our lesson is dealing with an account balance. So it says the graph shows the balance in a bank account over a period of 14 days. The x-axis labeled B represents account balance in dollars. The axis labeled D represents the days. All right, so this is your balance, which is also your Y. And then this is your dollars. Make sure I get that. I'm sorry, this is days, sorry. And this is your x-axis, okay? So the first question that we have is estimate the greatest account balance on which day did it occur. All right, so we're looking for the greatest account balance. So which one is the highest number on this side? Okay, and you should be picking this one. Okay, so the highest, and this, I know it's really hard to see, but this is in between 350 and 400. So what's between 350 and 400? Halfway in between that is 375. And then this falls on the 14th day. All right, so for number 1, we're going to write 375 and the 14th day. Okay, so that's the greatest account balance, and then it fell on the 14th day. All right, it says estimate the least account balance on which day did it occur? So going back over here, which one is the lowest? And this can be a negative number. So you're looking for the lowest number, and that's this one. That's going to be negative, and that's between negative 50 and negative 100, and it's really close to that negative 100. And then the day that it fell on was the 11th. So if it's really close to the 100, we're going to say that it's negative $90, and the day was the 11th day when that happened. Okay? All right, so the next question says, what does the 0.6 negative 50 tell you about the account balance? All right, so day 6, negative 50. So what does that tell us about the account balance? It should tell us that the balance was negative $50, on the 6th day. So negative $50 on the 6th day. Okay? And then it says, how can we interpret the absolute value of negative 50 in the context? So absolute value, we know, let's review real quick, is the number of jumps it takes to get from that number to 0 on a number line, whether it's positive or negative. And we know that we can't do negative jumps, so we have to say that it's essentially 50 away from 0. So in the context of what we're talking about with money and the banking account and the days that of those 14 days, if we say negative 50, or the absolute value of negative 50 would be the same as saying, let's say he owes the bank $50 on the 6th day. Okay, so that's just looking at a graph and interpreting the information on that graph. Excuse me. All right. So for this last one, there's not a graph on your sheet, so you're going to have to